chronic wasting disease. It's a disease that affects animals, but mostly we hear about deer. Well, the CDC has taken time out of its busy schedule to remind us that chronic wasting disease has been on the rise. And to risk getting booted off the air, the non-technical term for it is the zombie deer disease. I think that's funny that now is the time they decide to say not only are the numbers increasing, but there's serious risk of passing it on to humans. So, I don't know, it looks, the way I see it is a zombie wasting disease, which has a lot of similarities to another illness that seems to be, I don't know, permeating certain states. So hold my beer here, folks, but maybe, just maybe, that already happened. Many of you probably know it better too as mad cow disease, but it's all the same. It's a brain disease that changes the structure of your brain, and it makes your brain waste away. So, and here's the real kicker too. You get it by, wait for it, eating tainted meat. So it's something that's in the food supply. So here's my suggestion to the CDC. Maybe, just maybe, we should be looking at maybe something that people are consuming, like, for instance, meat. I don't know, but maybe we already have something that's already in the meat that we should know about. I mean, I'm not educated or anything, I'm just a guy on the radio, but if my low level of brain power that is used mostly for, calculating the amount of beers I can handle in correlation to my girlfriend's lightweight status, and with that low brain power, I can still figure out that maybe Pennsylvania and Georgia already have a similar problem that involves humans. Maybe, just maybe, the CDC can too. I just think that's crazy that they can't figure this out. I mean, it's right here in front of us. I'm reading this. It came from your own office. I don't know, maybe you should get Team A with Team B and maybe work a way to figure this thing out. They tell me I'm a shock jock, but it is what it is. Here it is for you to take a look at. But anyway, on to crazier stuff. We have some more news here that you'll never hear on any dial other than here. Is that New York recently had a raid on a housing project for low-income residents, and what they discovered, like I said, it won't make the news, for sure. It won't be in your mainstream media aisles. It appears that there were a great deal of sick people residing inside this place that they raided. Now, how they got the information to raid this place, what they were raiding, somehow that missed the memo. But they found these sick people were locked in rooms while others are being kept inside, like a gated area, like where you keep your power systems or things like that you don't want people getting to. But it was like gates, you could see through it, and they see these people, and they're sick, which immediately sparked a ton of human rights violations. Here comes the guys coming to say, you've done this wrong. These guys are locked up for bad reasons, and I'm sure they tried to find a landlord somewhere to blame. But they were told that after they saw this, that when they saw pictures of the scene, that they stopped complaining. Like they didn't want to report anything anymore. And that, to me, is crazier than the idea of it actually happened. So, imagine you raid this house, and there's all these people in it, and you can tell that they're sick people. Obviously, it's a disease that nobody wants to talk about right now because you get taken off the air if you do. So here's these people that are sick, and they come in, and they see them all in a room or locked in different cages, and all of a sudden everybody's like trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know if they shot them, what they did, they won't tell. But then these human rights people come in to say something, and then they see it, and they go, it's so bad that they don't even want to complain. That's frightening. I can't even imagine what that image was. But it's another example of just how people are not being dealt with, they're just being locked up. And this building, it was evacuated. Residents were moved to different areas. Obviously, I'm sure they got some, some hush statements or different things that they saw. It's a weather balloon, guys. Don't worry about it. But we picked up the story on the wire, and I can assure you nobody will be reporting on it other than the saying that the police was clearing out a housing project, maybe looking for a criminal or something, and they just happened to find some sick people that they knew exactly where they were. So yeah, it is what it is. But right after this, though, funny enough, Civil Defense puts out this big warning that says not to harbor sick people, that's illegal, that you shouldn't be housing them, and sick people should be delivered to shelters. Now, shelters that are working, if we knew which ones were, but where they can be, they're even saying that, get this, it's in a place that they can be better cared for in these shelters. So we found shelters, we don't know which ones are, but supposedly these are the best places for that. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical on that. We don't even know what the care is. And I'll tell you right now, I think, at the risk again of being taken off the air, because I'm getting threats every day here, every time we talk about this, that it's for euthanizing them, that it's the idea here is to get these guys out of circulation. There's no research, there's nothing going on. Grandpa Ben is not going there to get his brain looked at or get treatment of any kind. He's going to get put under a knife when everything goes south, and then he's going to be the guy that everybody tries to figure it out. So you can call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but I can see the writing on the wall. And it's a cover-up in the making. It always has been. It's like these residential homes that they put people in. They're not for helping people. They're for figuring things out. So that's just how this works. What you should really be worrying about is if it's happening in New York, where else is it happening? Who else is harboring sick people? How else are they infecting them? Can they even infect other people? How does that work? Was it people that were being put in there with them to be infected? Or was it that people were already infected when they went in? How did that work? Which was first, the chicken or the egg? We don't know. They don't tell us. We don't get that information, do we? We just get told over and over again, just, hey, if you stay in your house, everything will be fine. And it's not okay. It's not fine. Obviously, we're seeing here, these people are staying in their house, and it was going to result in something bad. So New York's already saying now that it's going to up its patrols of looking into these things because it's a big no-no. And at the same time, Civil Defense continues to tell us that, burning people when they're dead, cremation is the better way of dealing with people than regular. But that doesn't come up anymore. That's now gone. That's supposedly not as important as the information of not harboring the sick. Funny how they all came together like that. But cremation's really big on the rise right now, if you can. So we'll see how that works. But we've been taken off the air now multiple times for using the word, and I'm going to say it, zombie. But I don't care anymore because they can keep taking us off the air because that's exactly what's happening. It's a big cover-up, and we're dealing with zombies. People are dying, folks, and we're not paying attention. Nothing is getting done. It's getting swept under the table. The National Guard is showing up, and all they're doing is guarding infrastructure. They're guarding town halls and big buildings. They're not there for you. And there's no treatment either. Nothing is getting done. There is no cure. Every Surgeon General they have on any show gets these layup questions, and they're never asked what's really going on. So you know what? I'm going to challenge him right now to come on my show. Surgeon General, Civil Defense. That guy in the military that supposedly did all the research and actually discovered Pace, how opportune was that? How did he know before anybody else? I'm telling you, it's an inside thing. But I want him on the show, and I'm going to say it right now, to answer for his crimes. That's what he needs to answer for. But you know what will help you guys? It's trying out our new supplement. It'll have all the stuff you need to outlast insanity. So we're going to cut to the commercial. Make sure you stay with us as we'll